This video is sponsored by Card Trader, a global marketplace where you can buy and sell TCG cards like the Pokemon trading card game. Please use my code POPNIGHT24 at checkout where you can get 5% off your first purchase. A link will be in the description below. Thank you again to Card Trader for sponsoring this video. Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showcasing Slowking from the Stellar Crown expansion set. I've already showcased a more competitive list to this deck, and you can check out the link in the description of this video if you have not seen that one. But today, I just wanted to try a different variation of this Slowking. As you may already know, what makes this Slowking really special is its unique attack, Seek Inspiration. Basically how this attack works is that you discard the top card of your deck, and if it's a Pokemon with no rule box on it, you can choose one of its attacks and use it as this attack. So this technically allows you to virtually copy almost any attack that is in the game right now, which is pretty awesome. And not only that, this attack completely ignores the original Pokemon's attack cost, and all you really have to do is to fulfill that one Psychic and one Colorless energy. This time though, I'll be experimenting with other Pokemon cards so that I can copy their attacks. The first one is this CRABOMINABLE. You can actually use this as a substitute to Conkeldurr, and we're using this simply for its Haymaker attack, which deals a massive 250 damage. Next is WO-CHIEN. I like this one because of its Binding Greed attack, which deals 140 damage, but during your opponent's next turn, attacks used by the defending Pokemon cost 2 colorless energy more. So unless your opponent can retreat their Pokemon, you may just be able to prevent your opponent's Pokemon from attacking during their turn. I also have this ALAKAZAM, or for its Strange Hacking attack, which basically allows you to move damage counters around your opponent's board in any way you like. This may even get you multiple knockouts when used properly. And then I also have this SANDACONDA, more for its Sandstorm Spray attack. You discard 2 energies from this Pokemon, and if you do, your opponent shuffles their active Pokemon and all attached cards into their deck. I just thought this would be a very funny disruption that we can use. And of course, we also have the usual best cards to have in any Slowking deck, starting with Regigigas, so we can use his Jewel Breaker attack, dealing 330 damage against any Terra Pokemon, which can pretty much one-hit knock out any Terra Pokemon in the game. And of course, we have to have Kyurem with its Trifrost attack, dealing 110 damage to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. So those will be our attacks for this build. And just to recap the mechanics of this Slowking build, putting a Pokemon on top of your deck to copy its attack is fairly simple. The first way to do this is with the help of the Academy at Night Stadium. Once during each player's turn, that player may put a card from their hand on top of their deck. And the second way is with the help of Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. This allows you to search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle your deck, and then you place the 2 cards on top of your deck in any order. And to energize our attacks, we'll be using Xatu with a Clairvoyant Sense ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon, and if you do, you can also draw 2 cards. This is a great way for energizing Slowking's attack, as well as helping us to draw extra cards. However, you can also use the Reversal Energy, which activates if your opponent has taken more prizes than you, and this will act as 3 energies of every type when attached to one of your evolution non-rule box Pokemon. As for our recovery options, we have a bunch of Night Stretcher, which allows you to put either a Pokemon or a basic energy card from your discard pile into your hand. And we also have Lana's Aid, which allows you to put up to 3 in any combination of non-rule box Pokemon and or basic energies from your discard pile back into your hand. And this time around, I'll be using Neutralization Zone Stadium as my A-Spec card of choice. This will prevent any attack damage from your opponent's Pokemon EX or V Pokemon done to your Pokemon with no rule box on them, practically making your Slowking invincible. The mechanics of this build is very simple to master, and really it's the variation of attacks that you copy that makes this deck very unpredictable to go against. And I think this is what makes this deck really strong. But what do you guys think about my list? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Slowking. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video, and please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. I will be going first, and I will start with Fezandipiti EX in the active spot. My opponent will mulligan once, and we're going against an Evolution build. So we saw Sylveon EX, they also had Jolteon EX. And knowing that they have Terra Pokemon in their deck, we can definitely utilize Regigigas to get a one-hit knockout against their Pokemon. So they have Eevee, they also have Chansey on their bench. So starting off, we got a Natu from our first draw. And we do have access to 2 Buddy Buddy Poffins, so I'll just fill my bench as much as I can here with basic Pokemon. So now we have 2 Natus, and 2 Slowpokes and a Badoo on our bench. But the thing is, we don't have any energies. We need support cards to draw into more cards. And for the meantime, my opponent will evolve into Sylveon EX. They also have Area 0 Under Depths, and they're going to pass. So going into our second turn, we can evolve into Xatu and a Slowking. Remove their stadium with our Academy at Night, but that's pretty much all we can do. Our hand looks pretty horrible, and it might take a few more turns before we can fully set up here. But my opponent doesn't do anything, and they just pass too. Okay. They must have a horrible hand as well, but we did get an Iono. This might help out my opponent's hand, but we need to get this game moving. We got a Jet Energy. Let's go ahead and attach that to Badoo. We'll switch that into the active, and I can start using Itchy Pollen to item lock my opponent. Hopefully this will slow them down enough so that we can set up our board. So they will play Pokestop. They also have Blissey EX, Last Trumpet, and Energy Switch. So we can kind of see their strategy here. They can attach energies from their discard pile to their colorless bench Pokemon, and they can just switch it with Blissey EX. So we got another Slowking. I think I'm gonna just remove their Pokestop for now and continue with our item lock. So Itchy Pollen deals another 10 damage, prevent our opponent from using any item cards, but it doesn't really matter. They have Crispin. That allows them to search their deck for up to 2 basic energies of different types. They put one in their hand, attach one. So now they have all the energies to fully power up Sylveon EX. And the scary thing is, they can have a shuffle 2 of our bench Pokemon to our deck. But they're going to just use Magical Charm to knock out our Badoo. That will get them their first prize. So again, our hand looks pretty horrible. We can use Flip the Script. So we got Lana's Aid. We can evolve into another Xatu. But first, we can use this energy to attach, draw 2. But still, nothing to help us out here. I guess I can evolve into Xatu, but no energy to recover. So I'll just use Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking. I can set 2 cards on top of our deck. So I'll get an energy, a basic energy, and probably Regigigas so we can one-hit knock out the Sylveon. We do have Buddy Buddy Puff. Oh! What did I do? Alright. That was a beginner's mistake, guys. Oh my goodness, don't do that. So learn from my mistakes. Buddy Buddy Puffin had to shuffle our deck again. So whatever we put on top of our deck with Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking was nullified, or it was shuffled back. So we basically wasted that. But now my opponent uses Angelites. They had to shuffle back Xatu and one of our Slowking. So, if only we had an energy to accelerate. But still, our hand looks pretty horrible. I don't know what to do here. I'll just use Ultra Ball, and I'll discard these 2. And I'm gonna get myself another Slowpoke. Thankfully, my opponent can't use Angelite 2 turns in a row. So hopefully, can survive this one. But unfortunately, this is all we can do right now. And so now my opponent evolves into Flareon EX. They will attach Luminous Energy. So they have another attacker going here, and they're going to go for Magical Charm. Take another knockout. Get another prize. So I'll pivot into Fezandipity EX for the meantime. Alright, there's the energy that we needed, but it's a little too late. So I'll just flip the script for the meantime. If only we had Reversal Energy, we can actually use that. But I'll just recover Natu with Night Stretcher. And I'm going to use Iono. So I'll draw 6, my opponent draws 4. And let's see here. Maybe we can use Night Stretcher again. But Fezandipity should be able to survive an attack with Magical Charm. But then again, they also have Flareon to attack, so they can knock out my Fezandipity. So with this Ultra Ball, I think I'm gonna go for Xatu. Let's go ahead. I can't evolve it either. And okay, I'll just use Night Stretcher for the meantime. And then I'll get Tatsugiri. I'll retreat my Fezandipity EX. And then I can use attract customers, see what supporter card we can get. We got Colress's Tenacity, okay. Still not able to do anything here, guys. So I'm just gonna end my turn. Alright, let's see what my opponent does. But we are at my opponent's mercy. This, man, once you get Sylveon EX going, oh man, the momentum and the disruption is, it's pretty awesome. I think out of all the evolutions, Flareon EX and also Sylveon EX are the best ones. But they also have EV-EX on their bench as well. They have Terra Orb. They'll get Umbreon EX. And they have Sparkling Crystal. And they're gonna go for another Angelite. So they had a shuffle Fezandipity EX and our Slowking. We can evolve into Xatu. I can use Iono. And okay, we got Neutralization Zone. Can't use Fezandipity. They didn't knock out any Pokemon last turn. Let's go ahead and attach an energy. We got Jet Energy, okay. And then I can use Night Stretcher. Alright, cool. We got a Slowking in our discard pile. Thankfully, we discarded some. So, let's go ahead and evolve that. We have Jet Energy. Let me use Attract Customers first. We got Colress's Tenacity. So we can Jet Energy our Slowking in the active spot. I can use Academy at Night to put Kyurem in on the top of our deck. And then we're going to use Neutralization Zone while using Trifrost. So, at least we can damage Sylveon EX and Blissey EX. The other ones are Terra Pokemon, so they have a built-in bench barrier, so we can't damage them. But that's a start. At least we can prevent any attack damage from being done to our Slowking. And since we're still behind on prices, we do have Reversal Energy in our hand. We can easily power up our active, and hopefully we can deal some damage to this Sylveon EX. So they're left with one card in their hand. No more cards in their hand. And no way for them to draw into any more cards. So I think we should be okay for the next few turns. And it looks like they're just going to retreat their Sylveon EX into Umbreon EX. Okay. They'll use Happy Switch ability to switch one of the energies. And let's see what they're gonna use Moon Mirage. They didn't deal any damage thanks to the Neutralization Zone, but Slowking is confused. But at least this gives us an opportunity to set up more, because you know the disruption of Angelite just dealt so much disruption in our setup here. But we'll set up another Slowpoke with an energy. I can attach the Reversal Energy. Again, we're still behind on prices, so that will fully energize our Slowking. It now acts as 3 energies of every type, so we can use our attack. But no way for us to know what's on top of our deck. No way for us to set up any card on top of our deck. So I'm just going to go for our Super Psybolt attack, dealing 120 damage to their Umbreon EX. Thankfully, we were able to flip heads, because if you are confused, if you flip tails, you're just gonna deal 30 damage to yourself and your attack does not happen. But my opponent uses Onyx. They just simply take a prize with Umbreon EX. And now I'm just going to use Lana's Aid to recover some cards here. And I think I'm gonna go for Crabominable and 2 Psychic Energies. So at least we can draw more cards with Clairvoyant Sense. We got a Slowking, and we have Academy at Night. So just a matter of whether or not it's a good idea to just take out this Neutralization Zone. I think I'm just gonna retreat. Attach an energy. And I'm gonna go for Seek Inspiration. I don't feel like taking out Neutralization Zone just yet. When a good opportunity arises, I think I'm gonna go for it, but not right now. For the meantime, my opponent is struggling to keep a good hand, but they have access to a lot of energies. So super energy retrieval, they get 4 energies from their discard pile. But thankfully, they can't just easily retreat their Umbreon EX. It will require 2 energies. Although, with the Happy Switch, they can retreat into Flareon EX, but they still can't damage us. So, I'm gonna go for Cypher Maniac Code Breaking. I'm gonna use Sandaconda, guys. Alright, I can use Regigigas actually. But let's go ahead and use Seek Inspiration. Use Sandaconda, and we're just gonna have them shuffle back their Umbreon EX back to the deck. We did have to discard our energies though, so that's the unfortunate thing, but that's okay. We have Color's Tenacity. I think we have access to 1 more Reversal Energy, and then we can just have them shuffle back this Flareon EX back to their deck. Although there's no way for us to put Pokemon on top of our deck. And you know what? This Flareon EX is not helping, because I was hoping that they would keep their Pokemon with no energies, but yeah, Flareon's first attack allows them to also search their deck for energies to accelerate to their Pokemon. So now they have Lightning and Psychic attached to their Sylveon EX. We do have Regigigas though. We can just take a knockout. So I'll just go ahead and take out my Neutralization Zone. I'm going to use Color's Tenacity first, Reversal Energy, and another Academy at Night. Attach Reversal Energy, put Regigigas on top of our deck, and we're going to Seek Inspiration. Jewel Breaker should be able to allow us to knock out their Flareon EX, dealing 330 damage. And that's going to get us our first 2 prizes. So it's pretty slow going, but we are going, you know. Yeah, this Sylveon EX is just very disruptive. So they probably have no choice but to knock out our Slowking here. So they're going to take a knockout to get another prize, but that's fine. We have a reserve right here. And then, hey, we got an energy. We also have Lanus Aid to recover energy if we needed to. And we have Sandaconda. We have another energy. We have another Slowpoke to set up. So what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and energize draw 2. Yes, we can. I can still use Fezandipity. Let's go ahead and use Academy at Night. That's fine. Let's stick with that. Seek Inspiration. Take another knockout against the Sylveon EX, dealing 330 damage. So we got 2 more prizes. And you know what, guys? I think there's no way for my opponent to fully energize this Blissey EX. We can use Sandaconda to just have him shuffle this Blissey EX back to the deck, and we can just win. So we have our win condition next turn. And my opponent concedes. Alright, good game. Alright, on to our second match. This time we're going to start with a Slowpoke in the active spot. And my opponent will mulligan. And again, we're going against another Evolution build. They have Jolteon EX. And pretty much we're just going to try and do the same strategy. But hopefully we can use the other cards in this unique build with Slowking. But they are using a different type of Eevee. Let's go ahead and use our Buddy Poffin. Set up Natu and I think another Slowpoke. Attach an energy to my benched Pokemon. Although they can't really evolve their Eevee on their first turn, going second. But this type of Eevee has the Ascension attack. So for a colorless energy, they can search their deck for a Pokemon card that evolves from this Eevee and evolve it right away. So I guess it could be helpful, especially if you don't have an evolution card on your hand. And you know, with Dew in the format right now to item lock, I mean, it's a good way to get around that. So you just fully evolve into the Pokemon that you need to without having to use an item card. But with Buddy Poffin, they will set up Fan Rotom, they'll use Fan Call ability allowing them to search their deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less. So they're going to go for more Hoot-Hoots and Noctowls. So with the Terra Pokemon in play, if Noctowl evolves, they can get 2 trainer cards from their deck. So they'll attach a Water Energy on their active. They will also use Jamming Tower, which actually doesn't affect us that much. And they're going to use Ascension to evolve into Flareon EX. Alright. Well, we got another Slowpoke that we drew into. I'll take it. And then I'll attach the Reversal Energy. Use Iono. And we got a bunch of Zatus and Slowkings. Alright, I will take it. We can use Clairvoyant Sense, Dash an Energy, draw 2. Another Buddy Buddy Poffin. I'll go for Slowpoke and Tatsugiri this time. And then I'm just gonna end my turn. I can evolve into Slowking, but they can just target. So I'll just hold off on it for the meantime. So my opponent needs a Fire Energy to attack with Flareon EX. They have Terra Orb. You're gonna get Jolteon EX. Evolve. So, I mean, this is a pretty straightforward build that we're going up against, unlike last time, which they had a way to disrupt our setup. They're gonna go for Crispin, attach a Fire Energy to Flareon EX, and a Lightning Energy. But they're gonna go for Burning Charge. That deals 130 damage, knocking out our Slowpoke, and that allows them to accelerate 2 basic energies from their deck to their Jolteon. So, just gonna pivot into Tatsugiri. We got Jet Energy, look at that. So we can finally evolve into 2 of our Slowkings, and we got Cypher Maniacs, Code Breaking, but I'm gonna go for Chorus Tenacity, I think. So what we could do here is get Neutralization Zone even. But we don't have access to it. So I'll just go with Academy at Night. We also have Basic Energy, and we can use Zatu to accelerate, draw 2. And I can actually use WO-CHIEN. We do have Academy at Night. I can use Jet Energy, switch one of my Slowking. We'll just switch that and then put WO-CHIEN on top of our deck. We'll use Seek Inspiration, and Binding Greed will deal 140 damage to their Flareon EX. Now, if they attack, they have to pay 2 more colorless energy to be able to attack. So, they can't use Burning Charge unless they have 4 energies. But you know what? That's actually, it deals enough damage to actually knock out our Slowking, so that kind of stinks. But yeah, I guess Slowking doesn't have a lot of HP, that it doesn't really matter to my opponent, but they still need to find another energy to power up its attack. So unless they have it, I mean, they should be able to have access to it. I mean, they have. Wait, did we have them shuffle their hand? Did they lose their Noctowl? I forgot. But anyways, they're just gonna use Jock. They had the energy. They're gonna go for 2 Noctowls. They will evolve, so they have access to any trainer cards they want from their deck anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So they're gonna use Jewel Seeker ability. They have a Terra Pokemon in play that activates. They're gonna go for Boss Orders and Jamming Tower. So they'll remove our Academy at Night. That's okay, because we have Cypher Maniacs Code Breaking anyways. And they're just gonna go for Burning Charge to knock out our Slowking. And again, accelerating energy to their Jolteon EX. So my opponent has taken 2 prizes already. We gotta get going here. We got another Slowking, so we can evolve that. Let's go ahead and use Cypher Maniacs Code Breaking. And I'll have to go with Regigigas here, I think. Just knock out their Flareon. But you know what? I could just go for Kyurem. So I'll start with Kyurem actually. Seek Inspiration, knock out those 3 Pokemon on their bench. So we can take out this Hoot Hoot, Noctowl, and this Fan Rotom. So we'll get 3 prizes. Let's see what we get. So we got another Natsu, and we got our Neutralization Zone Stadium card. Alright, so if my opponent can't replace it from this point on, they have used 2 Jamming Towers already. It all depends on whether or not my opponent carries more than 2 Stadium cards. So we can put Neutralization Zone, and then my opponent can basically will not be able to damage any of our Pokemon. So they're gonna go for boss orders, targeting our bench Slowking. They're gonna go for another Burning Charge. And it's not practical to accelerate energy, so they're just gonna go with that. So they take another prize. I think we're still ahead in this this game. Let's go ahead and use Attract Customers first. We got Cypher Maniacs Code Breaking. I'm probably just gonna go for Lana's 8, I think. So I'll get a set, get an energy. We can accelerate with Xatu. Draw 2 more cards. And then can set up another Slowpoke. Jet Energy. Yeah, I can Jet Energy Slowking into the active. Neutralization Zone. But then we can't really copy any attacks because we need to set it up on top of our deck. So I'm just going to end my turn here. I'll have to use Cypher Maniacs Code Breaking next turn. But the only thing is we only have 1 copy of Regigigas, so it's going to be a big problem. Have to figure out how to do this. My opponent will use Arven. And they'll get another Buddy Buddy Poffin and another Helmet. They'll set up another Fan Rotom. Which makes sense. They could use Fan Rotom to attack, actually. As long as there's a Stadium, they can attack for 70. They can knock out our Tatsugiri. Yeah, it seems like that's what they're doing. So they're going to retreat their Flareon. You can attack with Fan Rotom, knock out Tatsugiri, and they get another prize. Thankfully, we have the advantage because of the prize trade. They're taking 1 prize, and we have the capability of being able to take 2 prizes if we need to. So we can evolve into Xatu. We have another Slowking available on the bench, and yeah, we should have access to Kyurem actually. You know what? I think I'm gonna go for Alakazam. And then I'll get Lana's 8. So I'll fully power up Slowking. We'll retain our Neutralization Zone. We can use Strange Hacking. And with 140 damage on this Flareon EX, I think I'm just gonna knock out these 2. And with the Neutralization Zone still in play, they should not be able to hurt us. Unless they can recover another Fan Rotom. So I'll just give back the 2 damage counters to Flareon because it has more HP. But at least we took 2 knockouts thanks to Alakazam's Strange Hacking, allowing us to move any damage counters around our opponent's board. And we were able to take out that Eevee and that Fan Rotom. So Alakazam has its ways, guys. If you use it wisely, you can actually utilize its attacks effects quite effectively. So now we're down to just 1 prize remaining, and my opponent does not have any other outs here. So we have another Cypher Maniacs Code Breaking. We can use Night Stretcher to recover another energy, and we have Jet Energy, and they can't even hurt us. So the only thing is we can't put Regigigas on top of our deck. I wish we could do that to just finish this off. I can use Iono, but that's just gonna bring us down to just one card in our hand. So I think I'm just gonna go for Lana's Aid. Get these three so we have options. And I don't know, I'll just have to wait for Academy at Night. So we discarded an energy with Seek Inspiration, doesn't do anything. Although I can just use Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking to get Academy at Night on the top of our deck. So as of right now, I'm just playing it safe, keeping the neutralization zone active, preventing my opponent from dealing any damage to our Pokemon. So at this point, we are still at an advantage here. So they're gonna switch their Flareon, they're just gonna end their turn. And we got Colress Tenacity. Alright, exactly what we needed. So, you know what guys, that's gonna end this game. We got Academy at Night. We can put Regigigas on top of our deck. Seek Inspiration to get our last prize by knocking out this Flareon EX. And there you have it. Slowking is just so awesome, guys. And that will win us the game. Good game. Alright, on to our final match. I did make a few changes. I did add a Scolipede because I wanted to try its effect of an attack where we can lower the HP of our opponent's Pokemon down to just 10. And then hopefully we can use Alakazam to spread those damage. But for the most part, the list is pretty much the same as the previous matches. This time my opponent will start with Cornerstone Ogerpon EX. So we will be going first. I'm going to use Ultra Ball. I can just recover these cards anyways. So I'll just discard those. And we have Squawkabilly EX. So what I can do is just put Academy at Night in play. And I can preserve Night Stretcher because that could be a good recovery. Squawk and Seize to help us draw 6 cards. And we got Buddy Buddy Poffin. So we'll set up 2 more basic Pokemon. Got another Slowpoke and another Natu. And I think I'm gonna use Jet Energy to switch Tatsugiri in the active. We can use Attract Customers. And we got an Iono. Awesome. So that's gonna help us to set up for our next turn. So this Ogerpon shouldn't be a problem. Its ability prevents attack damage from Pokemon with abilities, but thankfully Slowking does not have any abilities, so we should be able to take care of this guy easily. But yeah, let's see if we can win this one. They also have Blood Moon Ursaluna, just the regular one. Got Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking this time around. Let's go ahead and use Night Stretcher to get Xatu. And then let's see, I can use Ultra Ball to get another Xatu. And I'm gonna use Iono. So hopefully we get an energy here. Oh, we did not. Okay. Well, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, I'm just gonna end my turn. So, I needed that Psychic Energy to at least accelerate. We got Jet Energy, and we can use Lana's Aid to recover Slowking. But my opponent is also using Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. It has the ability where it can accelerate the grass energy onto itself. Then it also draws 1 card. They have Bravery Charm to add HP to their basic Pokemon. Now, Cornerstone Ogerpon has 260 HP. So they're going to end their turn. They're not able to fully energize and they can't attack yet. Let's use Attract Customers again. We got another Iono. Alright, that's good. Let's go ahead and discard these 2. That way I can get nothing. I'll just use Iono for now. Alright, we got a Slowking anyways. And an energy. Alright. So we can use this Clairvoyant Sense to accelerate energy. We got another one. Alright, that's good. Let's go ahead and attach this here. And I can use WO-CHIEN, I guess. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Evolve. We can use Academy at Night. Use WO-CHIEN. And then I can attach an energy. Seek Inspiration. Binding Greed deals 140 damage to their Cornerstone Ogerpon EX. And now it needs 2 extra colorless energy to fully power up its attack. See, Ogerpon, Cornerstone Ogerpon is pretty strong because it ignores any effects on its opponent's active. So even with Neutralization Zone, it doesn't care. It can just knock out our Pokemon. But thanks to WO-CHIEN's attack, it actually increases their attack cost. So now they can't attack at all. Okay, so they have Okidogi as well. They attach a Dark Energy onto it. But unbeknownst to them, well, regardless, they really can't fully power up their Ogerpon anyways. So, let's see. I can use Lana's Aid, recover WO-CHIEN, take a knockout against this Ogerpon, but then we're just gonna die. I do also have Regigigas and Kyurem. So I have a lot of options here. So I'll just recover these 3. Got Kyurem, Slowking, and Scolipede. Clairvoyant Sense, attach, draw. So now we have 2 attackers available to us. And then I think I'm going to go for Kyurem. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Trifrost, I can deal damage to Pheasantipede, damage Cornerstone Ogerpon, and also their Okidogi. So I can't damage their Teal Mask Ogerpon EX because, again, it has a built-in bench barrier because it is a Terra Pokemon. So I had 2 choices, either Okidogi or their Blood Moon Ursaluna. But they're going to boss my Xatu. That's okay though. For the most part, just having 1 Xatu is already good. But having 2 is even better. But my opponent is slowly setting up their Iron Hands EX. They did boss, knock out our Xatu. We got Neutralization Zone though. But then it wouldn't really matter because they have single price attackers. So I'll just go with what I have here. So I'll go ahead and attach an energy to my Slowpoke. If only I had a Jet Energy. Switch out my Slowking. Let me get Kyurem. Attach this. I'm still behind on prizes because they did take a prize already. So I'll just go ahead and use Academy at Night. And then I can take multiple prizes this turn. So with Trifrost, I can just damage these guys. And then my opponent should not have any outs here. What I'm trying to do basically is just use Ultra Ball next turn. I can get ALAKAZAM with enough damage spread. I can even take 6 prizes with a single attack. So let's see if we can do this. If my opponent knocks out my bench Slowking, I have another one ready. And they're just gonna go for a knockout against our active. And you know what? I think we have this game already, guys. You know what? We didn't even need to search for ALAKAZAM. We just draw into it, you know? So with that, we can even use Neutralization Zone, but I think we got this. I'm just gonna use Strange Hacking, spread damage all over the place. Unfortunately, we weren't able to use Scolipede, but you know what? We got the damage counters already here, so I'm just gonna try and see if we can get 3 of these 2 prizers, knock them out. Yeah, we got it. There it is. 6 prizes with a single attack. Good game. And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.